every industry that's ever been created follows the same life cycle, essentially. So what we've had in streaming is massive growth, and that was really just supercharged with COVID, essentially. Yes. And then after the massive growth became, oh, where's the growth? Well, there really isn't much anymore. So streaming companies have invested tens of billions of pounds in content. They've got hundreds of millions of customers, the big ones, but there's only one out there that's making real profit, and that's Netflix. And that's because they've been in the game longer. They've got something called first mover advantage and the learnings with all that. But they're not the biggest in terms of their market capitalization. So whilst they've got the biggest level of subscriber numbers at 238 million, there's companies out there, mega companies, that are way, way bigger. It's almost as if Netflix has a target on their back, okay? 238 million customers, revenues, profits are coming at $4.5 billion US, and they're making 20% profit margin. And now, if you look at Disney, for instance, it's got the subscriber numbers, but it's got loads of losses because it's invested so much in content primarily, as well as infrastructure. And subscriber numbers have gone down 16 million this year. In an era of inflation where consumers are going, can I afford 2 streaming services, 3 streaming services? If you're looking at Disney and what they've got, they can now provide value through bundled entertainment. So yes, take out a Disney Plus subscription with us, we'll give you free park tickets, we'll give you 12 months on ESPN for free. And that will entice consumers to stay with Disney or at least move across in terms of that. Disney have had this motto that if you can't beat them, buy them. Now, will Disney buy Netflix? Who knows? If you're looking for growth in streaming, some of the big legacy media players are moving out of pay TV, they're moving out of broadcast, and what they see is that as an unprofitable part of the business. So who's the most profitable player out there? Well, it's Netflix.
What about YouTube? Do they count as streaming?
Yeah, because they do stream. They're a big streamer. They've got Google behind them. They've got premium accounts now. They've got free accounts. They've got ad-supported accounts. They've got a range of premium entertainment on there as well. It's a big competitor. It's a well-known brand. I suppose one of the things also about YouTube is it has a legacy of cat videos. They're still on there in terms of that. So it doesn't really have that premium content to the extent that, say, Netflix or Disney has. I think that will have a future impact because we were talking about the writers' strike in terms of producing content, not now, but in the next year or two or whatever. And that's probably where it will start to hit hardest. So they'll have to work pretty hard. So I don't think we've had an immediate impact in terms of profitability, but we will have a definite shorter to medium term hit on the amount of content that's available, which will then drive people to look for content, and they'll probably pay over the odds for it.
How long do you think before one of these companies gets acquired by
the last sort of pitch that I had there was a 5-year time frame, and I deliberately not put 2023 on one end of the axis and 28 at the other. I said that these things could probably happen simultaneously in terms of companies merging. I'm an optimist by nature and a pragmatist at worst, but I really did, like in the presentation, the storm clouds are gathering, and the big indicator is something called the International Monetary Fund's World Uncertainty Index, and it's a quarterly indicator of sentiment across the world. Highest it's ever been, which is really indicative of global economic downturn.